When the devil comes for you, man. When the devil comes. Man. Little mama's dipping in the pool. Man. The ignorance of being able to be that free and clear. Well, who knows? Maybe dogs go through it too, man. I'll tell you what. Some of the agony that's been caused in my life is when I have succumbed to the devil when he comes calling and he comes knocking. And I didn't even recognize it for what it was at the time. As my consciousness has become raised, and as our consciousness continues to be raised by just discussing this and why we're here, the devil comes in different ways. He comes at you when you're on the way up or at the top, man. Like I said, down at the bottom, that doesn't interest the devil. It's no fun. Man, they're already at the bottom. And it manifests itself in different ways. A lot of people know what I'm talking about. Before, when I was a little bit more elementary in my process of evolution, well, it came in the form of actions. Self-sabotaging actions, to be specific. It was, oh, I'm feeling good in that state of celebration. Let's go celebrate, and oh yeah, and boom, mess it all up, man. Mess it all up, lose it all, destroy it, give it all away. A lot of guys and women watching this know what I'm talking about. Those periods of self-celebration when you got to be careful. Man, when things are going good, you got to hone your focus. You got to get back to work. Take a moment to appreciate it, then back to work. You got to stay on guard. As my evolution, as I said, has got a little better. It's definitely got a lot further to go. It's going to take me to the day I die. The attacks have become different. Right? My habits can't be wavered now. My decision making is much more sound. So how does the devil attack you? Right? Intrusive thoughts, baby. Intrusive thoughts. When the devil comes, man, and he knows you can't, your actions can't really be, because your habits are so good, your actions can't be adjusted and controlled. Well, guess what? Come for those intrusive thoughts. Man, things can be going perfect. And you get that seed of an intrusive thought that becomes an obsessive thought, that becomes a destructive thought. And that is a much more sinister and much more challenging foe to face, because, man, it's internal. That's an internal battle. That's much more difficult because it's that psychological warfare. Psychological warfare, man. Damn. That's some powerful ass shit. And guess what, man? How do we combat that? Well, staying aware, staying mindful, being cognizant of our frequency, that our low vibration is going to facilitate intrusive thoughts in much more rapid fashion. So when you're having intrusive thoughts, right, because I'm all about application, what do we do here to combat this? Man, if you're having intrusive thoughts, move. Help somebody, right? Remember, what are high frequency emotions? Gratitude, love, All those are at the top of the pyramid, the vibrational pyramid. That's going to help. All right, do something for somebody else. That's going to get you out of your own head, right? Also, physical movement, sunlight. These are ways that we stiff arm the devil a little bit when he comes calling. It ain't perfect, man. Man, this is more an art than a science. It's never going to be perfect. It's also understanding that at those times when those intrusive thoughts, man, a lot of that shit doesn't need to be communicated because it's your own battle, right? Before, and even not so long ago, I would still succumb to, I was under this frame of mind of, it was better to communicate that stuff. Like, here's kind of what I'm doing with to kind of get it out in the open. And I was finding it's causing me more trouble than it was worth, because it would, my ability to communicate clearly with clearly and calmly in high emotional states was still needed a lot of developing. And I found it was just causing me more problems. So find it to be more helpful to deal with that internally and combat those things with those applicable steps and actions that I just discussed. Because things pass, ebb and flow. Remember the ebb and flow. Ebb and flow, just like the tides. It's going to come in. Watch those intrusive thoughts like passing notes, as I had stated before. It's a skill set. It's something that needs to be practiced daily. And it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating because, man, I could have things going really well. It's, like I said, it's always when things are going really well. Man, this little bit of a nagging thorn that's almost uncontrollable is fucking up my chi, man. You know? And it's my own self. Very frustrating. But guess what? Things aren't fucking perfect. Matter of fact, where would you grow if things were perfect? If things were just peachy keen? Right? It doesn't affect my inner peace and clarity. Right? I'm still clear. I'm still peaceful, but it also aware. Man, I'm dealing with this. That's also the other piece. Don't deny things. Man, that's just stuffing it down for it to come exploding back up at an inopportune time. Guaranteed. Recognize it. Face it. Do what you got to do to understand it. Why is it causing it? What part do you play in it? A lot of it's rooted in insecurity. A lot of it's rooted in feelings of inadequacy in some way, right? Possible. And it's understanding those things and what part we play in our own intrusive thoughts, right? Because it can only be received if we allow it. And it definitely an intrusive thought. Don't let it steer your day. Don't let it change your tracks. Definitely don't let it affect your actions. The best way always is to remain cool, calm, and collected. If you need to communicate something, hey, keep it cool, keep it calm, keep it collected, keep it concise. Very important to keep the relationships in our life whole and healthy. When that devil comes calling, be smart. Out here.